Good morning, George. Welcome back to another of the episodes of Chesterton's Ask the Experts.
Good morning, Michael.
Really appreciate your input. It's been fantastic. Thank you for joining us. I've got a question from Indonesia. A reliability engineer was asking me specifically about his mechanical seal that he has in his tailings pump. What are some of the things we can do to improve the reliability of that mechanical seal?
Okay, that's a fairly broad question. It's actually difficult to answer without having some specifics as to what the issues are. But generally speaking, tailings pumps are at the end of the process. And tails dams are usually a few kilometers away from the plant itself. And because of that, they need to pump slurries quite a distance. So with maybe 10, 15 years ago, where you had pump systems, 6-4 pumps, maybe 2 or 3 in series to be able to get the tails line. Nowadays, we're seeing systems that are, 14, 12 pumps or 12 10s.
Much larger.
And you've got larger diameters. Of course, that increases seal speed. Not only that, you've got 3 or 4 pumps in series to be able to get the slurry out to that distance. So you're looking at changing trends as well. One of the things that you need to consider then is that the mechanical seal has to be able to cope with the higher pressures and the higher solids contents, being the tails line.
So is that something like how do we do that with a seal? If in that case, do we introduce a flash or something at a high pressure rate? That's not going to help, is it?
Well, not necessarily. You can, but because it's a tails line, typically they don't want to introduce water at that point.
Yeah, good point.
If he has a mechanical seal, then it's quite likely doesn't have a flush, and maybe they came from a packed pump situation,
Right.
where they were introducing a flush, and this was part of their justification to get that across the line. But if he does have a mechanical seal installed and he's having issues, some of the things that he could be looking at is to reduce erosion, because there's going to be significant abrasion from, some of these pumps could have 60% solids.
Yeah.
So it's quite a heavy slurry. So if he wants to improve on the erosion side, then maybe have him have a look at the coatings that we spoke about on the last episode, urethanes and the arc composites as well. That's one option. If he's having problems with seals not coping with pressure, maybe just have a good chat about the actual seal design. Perhaps the seal needs to be actually more robust to be able to actually withstand the pressure. With pressure, the faces distort and you get a lot more damage.
Yeah, I think that's probably more to do with the abrasive side in Indonesia. A lot of the plant face that I know of is very close to the dams themselves, so we don't have a long distance to travel in that respect over there. So that's probably more to do with that. So that's a very good suggestion. So we'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Thank you very much, George. That's great input.
Cheers, Michael.
See you next time.